Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with head coach Connell Maynor. Brought to you by Protective Life, Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and University Kia.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. Coach Maynor is not with us today. We wish them traveling mercies as they journey to North Carolina to handle some family business, but we have an adequate replacement. Assistant head coach and offensive coordinator Duane Taylor joins us today. Coach, appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you so much. Of course, the big news, other than you being on the show, Coach, is the Bulldogs defeated Grambling for Grambling's homecoming 45-24. 45-24. Grambling had not lost a homecoming game since 2006, and this was just the Bulldogs' second victory ever in history down in the hole in Grambling. Coach, we thank y'all for that and congratulations.
Thank you so much. We know how big it is to go down to Grambling. That's one of the meccas of black college football. So we know what it meant to the program, what it means to the university. So we just want to go down there and compete for full course, and we was able to do that.
You're talking about the history of Grambling University. Of course, on this homecoming, they were naming the playing surface in Eddie G. Robinson Stadium James Harris Doug Williams Field. But of course, that's not a good way to start it, getting an L in your homecoming game.
Well, it's not a good way to start it. Doug Williams has always been one of my heroes. He was the first African-American man to win the Super Bowl as a quarterback. I played quarterback myself, so it was always something to look up to. And it kind of felt pretty good to partake on his day, we wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
That game is going to be a part of history forever, and A&M is going to be a part of history forever, winning that football game.
Being the offensive coordinator, Coach Taylor, we've seen the Bulldog offense score in a variety of ways, whether it's on a reverse, whether it's on a running play, a passing play, trickeration, if you will, that drops into the game. In your daily duties, Football 101, what is an offensive coordinator responsible for, and what do you do?
Well, my job is to coordinate the offense. The day-to-day responsibilities of making sure that my offensive line coach and the running back coach are all on the same page, do the practice plans, practice schedules, making sure that we have an understanding of what the other team's defense is trying to do, situational football, and make sure we put ourselves in the best situation possible to win.
People talk about situational football yesterday when you're walking down in the hole. One question I know that people have, how do you get a team prepared to play in such a hostile environment?
Well, we're excited. We were excited about it. We had a philosophy yesterday. We were going to run the ball till they loved it. We were going to make them love what we did yesterday. So we was able to take the game to them. We knew they was hostile. We knew it was going to be homecoming. They were excited, but we felt disrespected because we were scheduled for homecoming. So we just wanted to go out there and compete and do what we had to do for 4 quarters. Offensively, we knew that we were going against Grambling's offense. They had the #1 offense in the league,
yes.
So we wanted to make sure that we put our defense in a good situation too. We knew it was going to be a shootout early, so we had to come with that mindset that we were going to have to outscore our opponent.
Turnovers are always an anathema to an offense's success. You were able to overcome a turnover yesterday, Coach, but what keeps your mind focused on how to get a student athlete to respond?
Well, it's just all about figuring out what they like to do. What can they do? How do I put them in the best situations possible to be successful? Turnovers are part of the game, but our guys were able to rally from that yesterday because we had each other's back, offense, defense, and special teams. When we turned the ball over, our defense got an immediate turnover right after that, so they let us know they had our back. When we scored, they came down and scored. We scored back again, let them know we had their back. So it was just a team effort, So once that started rolling and the guys started feeding off each other's energy, it just made it a lot more easy.
You're also the wide receivers coach, and of course, being an offensive coordinator, you're in the quarterback room as well. Tell us what it's like to manage having 2 capable quarterbacks.
It's great to have 2. Most teams have a luxury of having 1. We have 2. It's just figuring out what they do well, put them in a great situation. Making sure that these young guys don't communicate in the ways that we used to. So,
Tell us more about that, please.
Well, they talk on Instagram and Twitter and social networks, so they can be in the same room with each other, and I'm rather text you or Instagram you than talk to you. So, as a coach, we have to make sure that they have a compatible relationship. Like I tell my quarterbacks and wide receivers, y'all in a relationship. You know, like he throws you the ball, he catches the ball. So we got to make sure that we have them on the same page at all times. So that's why it's very easy for me to coach both positions, because I make sure we hang out together, we eat together, go bowling together. So just for them to have an understanding, now when we get in the game, it's a little bit more easy.
You have several receivers that have come on this season, Coach, that we didn't even have on the depth chart at one time. Tell us about your development of the passing game and the wide receiver.
Well, you know, we feel like we established a culture here at wide receiver, the Outlaws, as we call ourselves. We feel like, you know, it should be illegal for you to try to line up and play us one-on-one, man-to-man. So that's a mentality that we have. Jacoby Hewitt has came on strong. He's been playing great as of late. Terrell Gardner's been in the program for 5 years, so he's been playing great. It's just establishing our identity, making sure the young men know who we are. You know, we set the tone at the wide receiver position in this league for the last 5 years. We feel very confident in that. We were the only team to have 2 1,000-yard receivers in the same season. Then the next year we had 3 all-conference guys out of 4. So we have set the tone. You know, all those other guys, they second to us. That's how we feel. That's how we take the field. The Outlaws are to be reckoned with.
And the Outlaws were something to be reckoned with, but only in the running game, I guess. Do the running backs have a name?
Yeah, they got, you know, we call them Thunder and Mo Thunder, because we come in, you know, we got 3 big running backs. They come out there and they do their job, and, you know, it's just trying to have a Marshawn Lynch mentality of running through your face. They play tough. Coach Ferrier has those guys going, ready to go every week. You know, but our offensive line does a great job as well. So, you know, it's just all about those guys. You see the O-line out there on the field doing like this. They saying, Coach, run that ball. Yeah, they say, Coach, run that ball. And, hey, whatever they tell me to do, I'm going to do it. So just make it do what it do.
So, Coach, as a former quarterback, you know how to feed everyone, I guess. As an offensive coordinator, it sounds like that it's a very delicate balancing act of how to feed everyone.
It definitely is. It's only one football, you know, and you got 100 kids on the team, about 55 guys on offense. And, you know, everybody wants to play. Everybody's had put that work in during the course of the week. So we want to make sure that we highlight their strengths, put them in positions where they can be successful, let the young men go out there and be the best version of themselves every day.
And, of course, after we look at these first half highlights, Coach, we'll be able to continue our conversation with Coach Duane Taylor, the offensive coordinator, who's sitting in for Coach Maynard today. Yes, it was 17-17 at the half. Find out how we got here next on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynard. But sitting in this week, offensive coordinator Duane Taylor.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
In golf, if you make a mistake, there is a mulligan. Well, in God, if you make a mistake, there is mercy. Aren't you glad God has mercy for your mistakes? Hello, I am PT, Pastor Troy. I want to invite you to come and worship with us at the Fellowship of Faith, where Jesus is exalted and the Word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs.
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station. Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. Coach Maynor is not here. Sitting in for him is assistant head coach and offensive coordinator Duane Taylor, who's been giving us some behind-the-scenes look at being a coordinator. Coach, we have to ask you this. Bulldogs are set up, was tied at the half, 17-17. You come out and have an avalanche of points scored in the second half. How is that going to help you, or how do you maintain that momentum going into a bye week and then have another week of practice going to the Magic City Classic?
Well, you never want to lose going into a bye week because now you got to sit on it for 2 weeks. So, so the momentum's going to take care of itself. But the guys, when we came in at halftime, we knew that we had them right where we wanted them because we were able to go down right before the half. We drove the field, we scored. They called a holding call that was questionable, but we tied the game up. So when we came out in the second half, we was able to score a touchdown. And our kicker, believe it or not, made a big tackle on the kickoff return. Tackle. And they were able, we were able to get a 3 and out right there. They missed the field goal, and then we came back down and scored. So all the pressure was on them at that point. And Xavier Langford was running the ball like he was Emmitt Smith or somebody like that. So, it just made it easier in the second half. We was able to control the clock. We had the ball for approximately like 24 minutes in the second half, something like that, something crazy. So we did just such a great job protecting the football and running the football in the second half, made it easy.
We'll talk about that time of possession. The Bulldogs' final drive of the game was for 8 minutes, Coach.
Right. So we went on an 8-minute drive. We just wanted to eat the clock up. We was up by 2 possessions at that time. Our defense had been playing great, but we knew that their defense was kind of surrendering. They was giving up to our will at that point. Like we said, we wanted to make them love it. And they started loving us running that football, and it's nothing they could do with it. So we felt great about it, so we was able to run the football for 8 minutes and keep our defense. That's something we practice every week, a 4-minute drill, protecting the football, staying in bounds, doing the little things, because everything is situational. So in that situation, we didn't want to put our defense back on the field in a compromising situation, and offense did a great job.
What goes into building an 8-minute drive? Most of the drives we see in college football now are between 4 and 5 minutes.
Well, again, situational football. We wanted to make sure we ran the ball, eat the clock up, snap the ball under 3 seconds on the play clock. 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 3, first down. So that's what our plan was, to just keep doing that, be methodical in our game planning. They were playing a lot of man-to-man, so we run a lot of option out the back door, and it's hard to stop that in man-to-man.
When you say back door, you mean?
Right, so we had the running back set off to the left, and then we run the ball back to the right. So we had ran it to the left, first down, so now they were overloading it to the left, so then we coming out the back door to the right. They didn't have enough guys over there, so it was just something we saw on film, and offense went out there and executed.
You spend a lot of time in your office, Coach. I think you're here, Boware's here, the defensive coordinator. Boware's here early. You're here late.
Yes, sir.
How does that work in your communication? Do you leave notes for each other on the door?
Oh, we talk all the time. You know, actually yesterday was Coach Bulwell's birthday, so that was a big thing for us.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we got that win for him on his birthday. But we communicate. It's part of something that we've always done. Like, we want to have this building flooded with coaches and players at all times, so he come in early, I stay late. And we just talk about our game plan as far as, you know, are they good on offense? Are they good on defense? And we want to make sure that we're balanced before we can take care of the football team.
Coach, coming up on the Magic City Classic, you get the win going into the bye week. It's a 2-week break, folks, and the next time the Bulldogs take the field, we'll be at the Magic City Classic. Coach, what's the bye week like? And this is the 82nd edition. That's almost as old as my pops. Happy birthday. But just thinking about it, Coach, you've been here for a while now. Is this not the most important game in college football, it feels like?
It's the most important, most exciting game that I've ever been a part of. We're excited about it, and we're hungry. Last year, unfortunately, we took a loss. We got to rewrite history and make sure we come out on the right side of that this year.
You were fortunate enough to come in winning.
Yes.
What is the difference between losing one and winning one?
Oh, man, it's a huge difference. You know, losing last year, I went back home and fell asleep, woke up, and I still was losing. You know, so it just felt great to win 4 in a row. But we're trying to get back on that streak, get back on the right path, and win one this year.
Let's talk about the standings now. Jackson State lost yesterday to Alabama State. That helped us out. But the real deal is we need Florida A&M to lose. Florida A&M has a 2-game advantage. But the Bulldogs have them November 4th. They play Texas Southern this week. Talk to us about scoreboard watching and being a coach.
Well, you just try to control your own destiny. You know, try not to watch their scores. We know the SWAC is the SWAC. There's some good teams in SWAC. You know, they still have to play Prairie View. They still have to play Texas Southern, who has a great offense that can score some points. And they got to play us. None of that matters what other teams do if we don't handle our business. So we got to go and handle our business this weekend, and then they come to our place, which we're 3-0 at home right now. We're looking to continue that. So we just got to handle our business. So we're waiting on that opportunity. But right now we got to go beat them guys down the street. And then when FAMU comes, that comes.
And we will see that. And of course, folks, the Magic City Classic is played in Birmingham, Alabama at Legion Field, the old gray lady. Here's a plug for you. The Bulldogs will be on the Hill live, but in Birmingham. Coach Brian doing a good job on the show. Tell us how you like sitting in for Coach Maynard today.
It feels great. It feels better if I had a haircut, that I knew I was going to be on the show, you know. but I'll take it, man. It's just an honor to fill in for Coach Maynard. Coach Maynard, again, has been like my dad. I've known him since I was 18 years old. He gave me my first college job. I helped him raise his daughter. I used to cut his grass, all kinds of stuff.
Really?
So, yeah, when I was in college, I'd go cut his grass, all kinds of stuff. Helped my playing time a little bit, Ted.
Did he pay you? That's the real question.
He played me. That's all that matters. He paying me now, but he played me then. So, yeah, so that was it. So it's an honor to sit in for him in such a big program, you know, so I'm excited about it. Just need a haircut.
And we will wrap this up when we come back on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynard, but today is offensive coordinator Duane Taylor.
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. Owen Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs.
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Again, thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. Our assistant head coach and offensive coordinator, Duane Taylor, sat in for us today. A couple of happy birthdays here. Happy birthday to our head athletic trainer, Jesse Kambugwe. Thank you so much for all you do, Jesse. The student athletes love you, and we do too. Secondly, happy birthday to Keanis Boulware, our defensive coordinator. We tried to get him on camera, but he's a little camera shy. But of course, today we have offense coordinator Duane Taylor with us. Coach, when they say assistant head coach, what does that mean? You're the discipline coach?
Whatever coach needs me to do. Sometimes I'm a discipline coach. Sometimes I'm a loving coach. I fill in when he can't be available. So, whatever he needs me to do, I'm there. I'm like his right-hand man. That's just what an assistant does.
Quick mention, Coach Taylor was an offensive coordinator in the XFL before coming back to the Bulldogs this season. So we're sitting next here to high-powered thinking, folks, and that's why the Bulldogs were number 2 in the conference in scoring. The 82nd Magic City Classic kicks off October 28th at 2:30 p.m. from Legion Field. All that action may be heard on WJAB.org, or if you're in town riding around, 90.9 FM WJAB. It'll be an ESPN Plus game, but you know what we like you to do. Show the video, turn the sound down, and turn us up on WJAB. So, for head coach Connell Maynor, for the winning Bulldogs, second time the Bulldogs have ever defeated Grambling in Grambling, thank you, assistant head coach and offensive coordinator Duane Taylor. I'm Ted Dixie, your host. Service is sovereignty, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. We'll be talking about another Bulldog victory right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Bulldog fans, thank you for joining us today for the Alabama A&M University Football Review. Bulldog faithful, we encourage your support and participation. Until next time, go Bulldogs!
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.